Around the for Sundays when on Sunday, looking back to the match to be on the channel, the game last night at the London Stadium finished West Ham 1, Chelsea 5. Now, if you had been getting this video last night, you would have gotten a very different reaction from me. I was fuming, absolutely fuming, once again, for what I was seeing from West Ham. This morning, Saturday morning, just defeated, sad, worried, just three emotions I'm feeling. I'm going to try to keep all the different problems separate from the players, part of serving, because all of them are at fault for this mess that is unfolding at the moment. I'm going to try to keep them all separate, start talking about the game, and then move on to the bigger problems. I feel like club is dying. I feel like club is dying. We have lost our humility. We've been battered at home with upteenth time in the last 18 months or so. It's becoming a regular occurrence by a big team that comes to London Stadium feeling they can just walk all over us and walk all over us. You only go one goal behind, it's followed like a pack of cards. These players have got no mental fortitude, there's no leaders, and they're an embarrassment. You can blame that Potter and Sullivan, they both have to take the fair share of the blame too, but these players do not with defeats. We've taken absolute drubbings, slappings, we've taken in our own backyard over the last couple of years has been embarrassing. Another one last night, once we got 2-1 down, the game's over, it's the pressure of how many. Chelsea, with no doubt, would not play an easier game this season. We folded like a pack of cards. Arsenal away or at home last season, same thing happened. Liverpool at home, same thing happened. Chelsea at home last season, same thing happened. Probably many more as well. That was painful to watch. You were seeing my team getting ripped apart of that in that second half. Hearing the outlays, seeing all the empty seats, hearing not even boos or chanting against the board, just the pure deflation among the fan base, that the pure acceptance that this could be a relegation season. It's sad to witness. It's very rare I cringe at watching a football game, but every time, I'm sure my non-West Ham fans watching the game last night would have been cringing at that, because the way that Chelsea's attacked with the ease at which they broke through us and were in and out countless times, how we couldn't defend their own penalty area, how our back three was so weak. It was horrible to watch. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling sad about the state that we're in at the moment. I can't see it getting better anytime soon. As Potter said in his press conference, there is no silver bullet that can just turn and fix it. And maybe there's not a silver bullet that can just turn and fix it, unfortunately. Before last night, I was hopeful that with a couple of midfield signings, we will be okay. I'm not even sure about that anymore. I can't be. We have problems at every single department at the club, from the very top to the very bottom. It's a cancerous thing from the top of the club that has run through, filtered its way through into the fan base, and sad to witness. There's people who've been going to West Ham, who've been supporting West Ham for 3 or 4 times the amount the years I've been alive who have fallen out of this club, out of love with the club rapidly. And I don't know how any West Ham fan to watch that last night. And aside from the feeling of anger and obvious disappointment, how anyone can watch that and not feel sad about how this is done and how this is going to end up. And I'm going to try the board chat to the end, but they've been sucking the life out of us for years. So many false promises, and I'll get into that later. Starting with the game, West Ham's big boost. Just before kick-off, Cole Palmer pulled out with the Chelsea squad. In the warm-up, picked up a knock. And you think for a Chelsea squad that is very young, not very mature, that we can get after them there. We can get after them. And we did early on. It started well. Scored a brilliant goal after 6 minutes. We turned it over in their half. The youth laid it on to Paquetá. Paquetá drove forward. He could have played it left to the youth again, but he saw a bit of space, kept driving into it, took the shot, and I feel at the top right hand corner, a brilliant strike from Paquetá. I think he was the best player last night. Kept going to the end. Sanchez and Dawes should do an awful lot better for it. But the lads, didn't take long though for Chelsea to get back in them terms. We think this would be a soft goal, didn't see it from the corner, but we would go on to concede much softer goals later in the game. The corner, can't remember how they won the corner. Flicked on near post to Guerrero. Joe Pedro taps in. Bamba lost his man, as he would do for the second goal. I wasn't too worried at 1-1, as long as we saw a reaction that would suggest that we weren't just going to fall apart again like we always do. And to be fair, initially we did respond well. Straight away, a couple minutes later, New Dawn disallowed wide right on an assessment phase off a corner, I think. Slipped it through to Zebo. Crossed over, turning, shot blocked. Flipped the forward, he rifled it in. The ball was just offside though, when he received the ball from Paquetá. So disallowed, but I was happy with the response because, as we know, and as we would go on to know, when we have a setback, we usually fall to pieces. But we would, don't we? We would. The concession of the second goal, absolutely terrible. Shows the fact we won it back with the youth. He could have traded the lines, played it in the Paquetá. He might have been fouled, but Chalobah won the ball. And he played it to Joe Pedro. And Bamba completely switches off at the back post. And Pedro Neto creeps in and puts Chelsea in front. And from there, it was really game over. There was no way back for us. It was just a concession from them. We had another attack in the first half. They made it free. The ball was fed into the lap. He fed it through to the Brazilian Estevão. He fed it across to Fernandes. Tapped in, easy as it was, 3-1. Half time, then was done. Callum Wilson, 1.5 times for forward. He was falling around a bit in the first half. Friday Potts come on, but the Liverpool Potts looked good. He should start on Tuesday. Went to a back 4, bombing out right. But we would get back to a back 5. Later in the game, 4-1. This was the start of the Hermansen disaster class. What a nightmare start he's had. He came out, tried to catch the corner, wasn't really challenged much, but he ended up palming it down I say that taps it in. And then on the other side this time, from the right side corner comes in, it taps it, and again, Joe Pedro tries to repair 1-2s with their heads in the box. Pedro nods it down to Chalobah. Chalobah fits it in, 5-1. And that was that. 5-1. They're trying to have more. They were in training mode for the rest of the day. While computers came on, we went back to back 5. Reyes was alright. Probably could have scored. Pass looked good. Paqueta and Bowen kept pulling away, trying. On Potter though, I'm very firmly become Potter after that last night. When you look at the 3 Premier League jobs he's had, Brighton, Chelsea and West Ham, he was ridiculed to have done a fantastic job at Brighton. He didn't. He did a decent job, but I think it's fair to say De Zerbi and now Hertz have taken him on the extra level. But following on from Chris Hughton, he did do a good job. But Chelsea and now at West Ham, it's becoming very clear that the pressure is just simply too much for him. The pressures at Brighton are clearly a much better football team than West Ham, much obviously better run club, but the expectations from their fan base is not going to be anywhere near the same as it would be from my club. Chelsea are obviously a big giant in English football, but I wonder if you might have underestimated how big West Ham were, and the expectations that were going to be on him. I think this John Dyer really do. He's so passive in his interviews. It doesn't inspire confidence at all. I don't think he's the type of a motivator that can get the players down again after this. He had a free run at it last season. There was no real pressure on him. He's had his pre-season now. Yes, he hasn't had the backing that he needs, and that's where I do feel sorry for him. But we've got 10 days left in the window now. I think it's becoming clear that this Potter plan isn't going to work. But we still have time to get someone in and let them get their own 2 or 3 players before next Monday. That's the big decision we've got to make. It's a slip of this time, but if we're going to bat him in these next 10 days, then we're obviously thinking that he's a guy for us, but if they have any doubts, they've got to get rid of him now. They really do. Nuno from Forest sounds like he could be leaving. If that came up, I'd love him at West Ham. But whatever manager we have done into the rest of the first half of the season, we have got to back him in these next 4 days, or next 10 days to give ourselves any chance at all of staying up. But when you look last night at when the camera kept panning to his little face at the man that our last 9-10 days of the transfer window is at the mercy of, it doesn't give you any confidence at all. Bad decision after bad decision, false start after false start, bad recruitment decisions, bad managerial decisions, inept at the top, replacing a director of football in Tim Steidten with no one with data analysts has never negotiated in his life. That's where he found the sort of had to come by this summer. not putting the money in is the obvious one. And not moving the club forward on a consistent basis to keep up with the teams like Bournemouth, like Palace, the mid-table teams in this league. We are failing to get anywhere near, and that is why we're down there this season. I believe sometimes I've said it, I haven't really believed it. This year I believe it. I do. Even if you sign a couple of players in this next week, that would give me a bit more hope, but it's still looking at the fence. Chairman, I don't want to go off track here when talking about the owners. Chairman to Liverpool, great, they're three big units. They should be stronger, have more personalities. They're weak. They're strong to their shells. Put your chest out, win headers, be leaders. And to be fair to the Gray last night, I kept an eye on him, and he was doing a bit of arm pointing and instructing. But Chairman and Talibo weren't, but Talibo came off at half time. But Chairman, Herbie spent 40 million on that guy. Another bad recruitment, a decision when we picked advertisers as a freebie after Moyes, when we had a real chance to kick on as a sort of grow, as it was a tough time towards the end of Moyes' era. Rejected free option, spent loads of money that summer, and ends up sacking. But 6 months later, every summer feels like we have a new rebuild, new hope, that hope dashed very quickly. Every time we feel we have a chance, like the Moyes left, to really kick on, really have a new era as a club, get a young, progressive, hungry, charismatic manager who goes for the freebies all the time. I was quite happy with Potter when we got him in. It did seem progressive, but since then it's come out that Karen Brady's husband, the best friend of Potter, I'd say it's just bad decision after bad decision, missed opportunity after missed opportunity, year in, year out. Failing to back the manager, unless your name is Ewan Lopetegui, not back on Potter this window. If you really believe he's the manager, you've got to back him, you have to back him. And if you're done with someone just because they're free and they're available, you don't back them to that point in the first place. Don't pay. I've never, ever understood why clubs sort of frown upon paying fees for managers. You pay bigger fees for players than you do for managers. A manager is arguably more important than a player. We could have had, I know it's not done the best job at Man United so far, but we could have had Ruben and Aston Moyes if we had paid for him. There will be some people that say, even with a manager like that, I don't think it'll be different because of who's at the top of the club, and I probably have to agree with them. When there's a new energy at the club from the dugout to the boardroom and on that pitch, we're in a rapid decline at the moment, and I can't see it getting any better. It's hard to watch. A fan tried to run on the pitch last night at one point. I didn't mean mine anymore. Occasions like that, unfortunately, this season. It's going to turn ugly. We've got 9 days to give ourselves a fighting chance of staying up. But that is it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.